they'll assault you possibly until they kill you. That's not what the witness said.
Mr. Ramsey, you know what's the problem?
What is that?
Yesterday, when we finished the session, you actually told this court to adjourn a bit earlier because you are starting on a new subtext.
Yes.
And you led your client on to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, right up to 18. Right up to the time when he signed that statement.
Yes.
On the pro forma.
Yes, my lord.
And right up to the fact that he said, I'm not saying he said it, that apparently he was now supposed to say whatever he wants to say.
Yes.
The preliminaries were finished, according to you.
Yes.
Now we are starting again afresh. So the preliminaries, according to you, they are finished. We are not going to be busy with the text of the statement. If it, that's how I understood it.
My lord, I'm not sure what the court is raising with me. Am I not allowed to ask clarification questions if there's something that I'm thinking I omitted to ask? Yes.
What clarification?
I'm leading him on that, my lord. I'm about to go there.
Where?
My lord, my learned colleague objected when I was about even to pose the question without finishing it.
Okay.
My lord, I don't understand.
Yeah, you won't understand. Yesterday when we, just play, hello.
I said so.
Wait, yeah.
I said so.
That's what you said.
Yes, I said
You're going to start on the new thing.
It doesn't need to.
And the only thing that interrupted you is because the learned gentleman here talks about 2017 and 2019. That's all.
Yes.
So if we do what you said we're going to do, this gentleman, Balui, would never have objected to anything because we're on our way after the pro forma of the so-called annexure to the to the alleged statement or confession made by this thing. We are through with it, according to you, when you are leading your client.
Mr. Ntanzi, I say or no, I don't know what is happening. I don't know what is happening. It has been done before. I'm not doing something novel. I'm not reinventing the wheel. Every time my colleague has stood up, when they completed a subject and say, my lord, can we go to yesterday and clarify this? Even when they said, we are at that subject. Now I'm standing up, I'm doing it. Now I'm reinventing the wheel. I'm muting. I don't know what's happening.
Angikwazi okwenzekayo umnumzana uMntanzi ngoba ke lokho ngikwenzayo kwenzekile ngaphambili akuyona-ke into.
But in an event, let's proceed for the sake of your case, not for the sake of time. Time can wait. Your case is important. We are determining an important issue. Your life is at stake. So I'm not going to bow to time.
As a good place, my lord, I think it's not right for counsel to try and detract from the issues and dress them up as something else. Counsel this morning, and it is correct, if we go to the record, he said he will be starting on a new topic, but then the accused started on the events of the 17th of June 2020, but then counsel put it to his client or posited to his client that Colonel Rapadu said to him that if you don't tell the truth, he will let them kill you. Then his client answers that Colonel Rapadu said he will let them assault me. He said those were his exact words. Now, he then comes and say, well, Colonel Rapadu said they will assault you and possibly until you're killed. And we then objected and said that's not what the witness said. Now counsel is now off with the greatest of respect on a tangent. We respect that. We submit with respect, my lord, that he should confine himself to the issues that are at hand.
My lord, when I asked the question, I prefaced by saying, yesterday you said, Colonel Rapadu said, I'll leave you, because that's evidence of yesterday. The killing was mentioned yesterday, not in this response. And I was incorporating the events of yesterday. That's how I started my questioning. That's the court, please, my lord. Mr. Minister, would like to address the court.
Maybe if I can assist, this is how unfortunately, I'm taking notes, very detailed notes. This is how I captured the evidence of Mr. Ntanzi. And this is what I captured. Rapadu then called me and said that these people will kill me if I don't talk the truth. So it is not a new word that comes from Mr. Ramusipili now, when he says that the Rapadu said to him, if he does not talk the truth, then these people will kill him. Then the state stands up and objects that that word kill was never mentioned by this witness in his testimony, my lord, but this is how I captured it. I heard him when he spoke in Zulu. I also got it when it was being interpreted, my lord. Definitely the word kill was mentioned in the context of this witness.
I think Advocate Nisi, with the greatest of respect, is misunderstanding the objection. We're not talking about what the witness said yesterday. We're talking about what he said now. And his words were, Colonel Rapadu said that they will assault you. And he said those are his exact words. So we're talking about what the witness is saying now. Now, Mr. Ramusepele, as we objected, that now he's leading the witness, bringing what was said yesterday. We're talking about what he's saying now. He never mentioned the word kill, my lord. That is the whole substance of the objection.
Mr. Ntanzi, as the court pleases, my lord. Mr. Ntanzi, let's proceed.
Wathi uRapadu uzobayeka babulala ukuphikiswana ngaleyo nto ukuthi ke ushiye awushiye.
Sorry, let I be accused of whatever. My objective here is to say that when we adjourned yesterday, we were going to start on apparently what transpired after Rapadu alleges that he took Mr. Ntanzi through that document, the pro forma document. That pro forma document, just bring it here because it was admitted. It has how many paragraphs? How many paragraphs? 19 or 20 or 21?
It says 19 paragraphs.
Right. And then after that?
Then the substance or the text of, as the court
The
put it.
alleged confession,
Yes.
if it's there.
Yes.
If it was actually done
Yes.
by Rapadu as he surmises.
Yes.
Now, this is my point. I'm saying Mr. Ramusipili took this witness of his through 19 paragraphs. 19 paragraphs. And after that, there was an affirmation, according to Rapadu, but he denies it, which is his right, to say, after we have traversed all these paragraphs, are you still prepared to make a statement, whatever it is, or a confession? According to Rapadu, in that document, he says, after that, that's what transpired. Now here we are today. We try, with beginning, at the beginning, when the witness here, Mr. Ntanzi says, Rapadu said, if you don't want to tell the truth, I will let this gentleman kill you or assault you. At the beginning, before the traversation of the 19 paragraphs. Now we're going at the beginning. That was at the beginning. That if you don't do what I say you must do, and the other guys are saying you are disrespecting our senior, blah, blah. It was at the beginning, before paragraph 1 was traversed. Now we've traversed 19 paragraphs. That's the point I'm making. And yesterday, Mr. Ramusipidi says, we are going to begin at that juncture, after the salutation has been done. That's how we adjourned. I don't know if I'm wrong.
Can I, with the leave of the court, make a submission? I agree with his lordship that yesterday, that's what my learned friend said at the end of his examination in chief, after going through up to paragraph 98, that he will now be moving on into aspects. The point I am standing up on, my lord, is this one. Even if my learned friend, my lord, had indicated that he was about to move to a new aspect, but if he feels as a defense lawyer that there are some other aspects that needs to be covered or needs to be taken through with this witness, my lord, I think the witness, the defense, my learned friend is allowed.
Yes, he's entitled to, and I never questioned that.
Yes.
Never.
It's allowed to.
Yes, he's entitled to.
My lord, even the state has been doing that, my lord. I will bring it to the attention of the court that even when we were going through the statements of the previous witnesses, the state will go on for several times. And when we objected, the reason was that the state cannot be told as to how to conduct its own case. And therefore, on the basis of fairness, my lord, I think the defense also should not be told how to conduct its defense case. As much as he has indicated, Mr. Ramusipila, yesterday that he now wishes to move to another aspect, but he must be allowed to touch other issues as he feels, because he is the one who knows what issues that he needs to cover with this witness, my lord, on the basis of fairness.
Yeah, and we never find a fairer judge than me in South Africa. Can you continue, sir?
Yes, but I'm sorry, I think what Advocate Mshololo says cannot be left unchallenged. He says the state has been allowed to go back to the witness evidence. Well, there might have been one or two instances, but without exception, my lord, since accused number 2 started giving evidence, every time when we resume, he goes back to his to what he said the previous day and repeats his evidence, and the record will show that. Repeats what he said the previous day, then continues. So I think what Advocate Mshololo is saying is, with the greatest of respect, unfounded.
Let's continue, please.
My lord, also I cannot leave that unchallenged. My lord, every time we come from adjournment, we remind a witness that we were here before we adjourned. Now we are moving. We are not rehashing the old evidence. I don't know what Advocate Bello is talking about. Mr. Stanzi, now you are at that place. You have, and remember yesterday I had already covered the statement because you even said you did not make a statement. So I'm not going to traverse the statement. But you said, I said, in the totality of Exhibit HH, the statement and the pro forma itself, you appended your signatures, your thumbprints, and the initials. Remember I asked you about it.
Uzokhumbula ukuthi ngikubuzile ngaso statement ke ngoba ngeke ngene kusona ngoba ushilo ukuthi awukaze wenze istatement wena. Bengikubuza nje kuphela ukuthi kusona istatement lesiyana kanye namaphepha ke lana la bese wafunda ke ngifunde akabona ke lokho bhaliwe phansi ukuthi uvumile ukuthi yebo wasibeka isithupha nowasayina nokusayina khona ngithi
Yeah.
That's correct, my lord.
Now, after you had done that, you've initialed, printed, and signed. What happened?
Ususayindile, wanyathelisa-ke ithupha, wabeka-ke OBS, kwayikwenzekani?
Mase ngiqedile konke senkantolo ngahambisa emotweni afaka amanye emotweni imoto zahamba.
After that, my lord, the handcuffs were placed back to taken into the vehicle, and the vehicles left.
And where were you transported eventually?
Bakuhambisa waya kuphi-ke?
Angibona ngemoto lapho ehamba khona ngoba ngayibona lisiphumele kulo mgwaqo esihamba ngawo naseKhathonville kunendlela imoto ebhala ukuthi lanes ngoba yafika yajika lapho yabela ngendlela ebheke eJohannesburg ngendlela masihamba ngayo naseKhathonville.
I did not see, my lord. The only thing that I saw the route that we normally take when you go to Carltonville, and I also saw this particular board written lanes, and then it drove towards Johannesburg.
Ngoba imoto yahamba kwasenkantolo ngayibona lisimo kwenye station khona.
Because as the vehicle traveled, where I just saw the vehicle parked at a particular police station.
Perhaps if I just go back a bit to clarify. What time do you think the police were done with you at that place with ATMs where Gilinda and Mkhula arrived? Was it in the evening, in the daytime? What time was it?
Ucabanga ukuthi-ke kwakusikhathini uma amaphoyisa eqeda nawe le kuleya ndawo le othi-ke yayinama ATM leya ndawo ekwafika kuyona uGininda noMkhula. Ucabanga ukuthi baqeda kusemini, kwakusebusuku, kwakusekuseni?
Cha kwasekumnyama.
It was already dark.
Ngoba masiqeda lapho nawo bahambile mina ngahamba ne-escort le ngihamba nayo koButhelezi nakoJonathan.
Because when we were done there, they also left. I then left with the escort, the likes of Jonathan and Buthelezi.
Ukuthi bayakudinga nasi.
As to where they went to, I don't know.
So proceed from where you were testifying that you arrived at a particular place.
Isho-ke wayibona imoto ime kule police station thizeni, qhubeka-ke.
Yebo nkosikatolo ngoba imoto yama phandle kwehla umhani wangena ngaphakathi ko-police station.
The vehicle parked outside and Mukhane inside that particular police station.
Mina ngashiyeka noMabhena.
I remained with Mabena in the vehicle.
Masifika abadala police station escort yayisingasekho bambasi.
When we got to that police station, the escort guys were no longer with us. I don't know where they went to.
Okay, and then what happened at that police station?
Kwenzekani lapho?
Masifika kule police station kusenkantolo umkhani wangena ngaphakathi uMabhena ngihleli naye. uMabhena wakhuluma nocingo ngoba ifoni yakhe yakhala ngamusa ethi mina yebo mphathi.
Mabena's phone rang because he had remained with me. I then heard him saying, yes, boss.
Mayethe bomphathi esikhathi ke ephuma emotweni ekhuluma nocingo lwakhe khona lapha ngale nje kwemoto ngoba yayibhala ngangingezwa ukuthi ukhuluma nomuntu.
He then went out of the vehicle and then I could not hear any further as to what he was saying.
Ngalesikhathi umkhani ke buya lesikhathi bekhuluma noMabhena phambi kwayo imoto.
When Mukhane came back, that's when the two of them stood in front of the vehicle and spoke.
Aphinde kusenkantolo umkhani abele ngaphakathi e-police station.
Then Mukhane went back inside the police station again.
Mayebuya umkhani esikhathi sedumisa imoto ke imoto isijika futhi sesana futhi.
When Mukhane came back, started the vehicle and left.
Mr. Ntanzi, did you at some time get to know the name of that police station?
Ingabe wagcina usuyazi igama laleyo police station?
Ngagcina sengiyazi Primrose.
Yes, Primrose.
And then you leave Primrose, narrate from there, Mr. Ntanzi.
Nahamba ke Primrose. Isho khuluma ke.
Yebo nkosenkantolo imoto ehambile yeza nje umgwaqo ngingawazi ngoba lapho yafika amakhona yafika exa komgwaqo sithola imoto la eshaya ama-hazard.
The car left. I don't know where we were traveling or we were driving, but on the side of the road, the car stopped because there was a vehicle with its hazards on.
Kodwa kulo ndlela le ndlela le ehluka iye eCarltonville yahlukanga nasehla nje ngomgwaqo ngoba umgwaqo imoto ekafika amaphansi masifika kule moto lesithola yena kuba uGininda noMkhula naye lawo ama-Grace Band.
Because there's a particular off-ramp to Carltonville, but we did not take that off-ramp. We went down that road, and then when we got to that vehicle, it was Brigadier Gininda, Sergeant Mkhula, and Yende, the guy of the braces.
Now that was parked on the road. Do you know the make of that vehicle?
Leya moto eyayime eceleni komgwaqo ishaya amahazard uyazi ukuthi kwakuhlobo lini le moto.
Ilena vele bekubamba ngayi BMW emhlophe.
The very same car they were traveling in, the white BMW.
And what happened at that spot where the cars stopped?
Kwenzekani kuleyo ndawo leyo la imoto zafika noma imoto yeni yafika yamakhona kwenzekani?
Baphumile bona emotweni imoto mayisimile umhani nomabhena nawe uGeninda bemphandle nomfundisi angakhuluma naye nguye lo wama-Grace Band engibuza ukuthi namanje awafuna ukukhuluma iqiniso nangazi lethu ngokufa senze namanje ngisaphila.
Mukhane and Mabena got out of the vehicle. They spoke to Geninda and Mamfundisi. The one that I spoke to was the guy of the braces, or that was wearing the braces, asking me, "Are you still not prepared to tell the truth?" I said, "I know nothing about Senzo's death."
Proceed from there.
Makufika lapho ngosenkantolo kwangena emotweni imoto zahamba ilandelana ukuthi sasa imoto zasamba phambili leniza ngemuva.
From there, they got into the vehicles left. The cars were following each other. Our vehicle was leading and the other vehicle was following us.
Sihambe ngosenkantolo mina ukubona kwami ukuthi ngiseRustenburg ngayibona imoto mayiphuma i-toll gate le ibakwethu leyaseRustenburg.
For me to be able to recognize or to realize that we were in Rustenburg was when the car was now going out of the Bakwena toll gate.
Proceed.
Ihambe ke imoto idabe edrobheni ihambe izifike e-police station le yasePhukeng.
The car traveled up until it reached Phugen police station.
Proceed.
Masifika e-police station ePhukeng bemeke la kuma-parking behle omkhani umkhani angene ngaphakathi.
Got to the parking at the police station. They got out of the vehicle. Mukhane went inside.
Aphinde nobakuGeninda lapha ephandle naye ke lo wama-Grace Band nomabhena angazi ukukhulunywa ngane ukhona uyiphoyisa le uniform laphuma ngaphakathi e-police station leza kubo bakhulume baphinde babuyela ngaphakathi ngashika nomabhena naye lo wama-Grace Band.
Mr. Geninda, Mabena, and the guy of the braces spoke there. There's a police officer in uniform that came out. They spoke amongst each other. They went back inside, and then I remained with Mabena and the guy of the braces.
Proceed, Mr. Ntanzi.
Yeah, uthe ngalokho babuya nabo bangena emotweni sama nje kancane ngoba ngabona masiqeda ngeke emotweni sama nje kwasiphinda hanjiwa ke ngayibona imoto ngoba indlela ngayazi vele umuntu ohlala Rustenburg ngayibona imoto ingena indlela le eFreedom Park.
They came back, got into the vehicles, but we waited a bit after they got into the vehicles, and then we left. I saw the road because I know I'm familiar with the route. I saw that it was going towards Freedom Park.
And towards Freedom Park, the cars that were traveling there, were they the only two cars that you were traveling in? That is, the car in which you were traveling and the car in which Brigadier Geninda and them was traveling.
What say there's a motor in Bill?
Kwasokhona lasePhukeng enomaka lezi zamaphoyisa ebharithi Phukeng.
There were also Phugen vehicles, marked police vehicles from Phugen.
Now you testified that you traveled to Freedom Park. Exactly where in Freedom Park did you go?
Naya kuphi nendawo eFreedom Park.
First level engihlala ngakhona.
Phase 2 where I was staying.
And eventually you arrived there. What then transpired?
Uma senifika ke lapho kwenzekani?
Ngosenkantolo masifika eFreedom Park imoto yahamba ngayindlela le endlini yami mafana be sifika ngasendlini yami masifika ngemoto kunomgwaqo nje owehlayo sihambe sinye sehlala before ufike endlini yami.
We traveled with the route that leads to my place, but when we were on that route, we did not go straight as you would be going to my place. We just took a detour.
Ngoba masifika lo umgwaqo wehlayo imoto yafika yamakhona lapho la bangigibele.
Because when we got there, the car that I was in stopped right there.
Imoto le ehamba bona yama ngaphambi kwayo.
And then the car they were traveling in stopped in front.
Lezi escort zazi ngemuva enye ime ngaphesheya komgwaqo ngengane.
The escort vehicles were behind, and there was a vehicle that was across.
Ngoba zayiqonde nejali khona ijali nje yokuqala ne futhi imkhohlo babuwa khona igama lakho ijali yakhe.
Because they were parked right in front of a certain premises. I just forgot the gentleman's name of that yard.
And what transpired there?
Mabefika nkosepantolo behlile bona emotweni umkhane uMabhena kwase banguye umhula ugenenda ebabalwa amaChrispande.
When we got there, they got out of the vehicles, Mohana Mabena, Geninda Mukhula, and the gentleman of the braces.
Mabekhala bakhuluma ne-escort kushiyeka nabo la maphoyisa uniform asePhukeng.
When they got out, they spoke to the escort guys, and I remained with the guys that were escorting us.
Bona mabekade lapho bayahamba ngiyababona vele bahamba lesimo vele kukhanyisile kunama light la magonya babona bahamba mabefika ngasejalidini lapho ngihlala khona bafike bayama la umgwaqo la igate la ejalidini la ngihlala khona.
I saw them going towards the premises. I could see because there were lights there, and when they upon their arrival, they just stopped.
Ngoba mangise freedom park akaze ngiphume emotweni kwahamba kwami bafika bahamba lapho ngise emotweni ngiyababuka ngoba ngifuna ukubona ukuthi bayakuphi kahle kahle.
Because when we got to Freedom Park, I never got out of the vehicle. They are the ones who got out, and then as they were walking, I was looking at them to see where exactly were they going.
Mabekade ukuma singababona bayabuka futhi babuya kithi ngapha.
After they stopped, I saw them coming back towards us.
Sit.
Mayebuya lapho ke bona bangena la emotweni umkhane uzabe ukuthi umkhane sendoda sithola nakho emotweni yakho uthi na yini le kungoplastic nje umnyango ngoba zange ngikhombisa ukuthi sithola nakho endlini yakho
Emotweni noma endlini yakho.
uthi sithola nakho endlini yakho mina ngisemotweni.
Okay. Then as they came back, Mukhane then points out something to me, a plastic. He said to me, "This is what we got from your house." He just showed me a plastic.
Ngithi mina yini le uthi uyithola endlini yakho ngoba ngiyabona wazi ungena endlini yami uthi mina ngena endlini yakho ngithola nazi inhlanhla ngitawuthi ngiyibona akaze ngikhombise.
I asked him, "What is it that you found in my house? Because I saw you never went in." He said it's ammunition. I asked him to show me. He never showed me.
And what happened?
Mayebuya lapho kungeniwe emotweni futhi kuyahanjwa kiwa police station ePhukeng.
From there, they got into the vehicles. We left. We went to Phukeng police station.
Now let me stop you there, Mr. Ntanzi. You'll proceed for clarification questions. Now, it is common cause in this matter that Brigadier Gininda, he was a colonel then. Brigadier Gininda, Sergeant Mohane, Sergeant Mohola, testified that on the 19th of June 2020, you were taken to where you resided in Freedom Park for the purpose of searching for a hoodie that you were allegedly wearing at Basotho Hostel on the 26th of October 2014.
Kubufakazi babo ke uBrigadier uGininda, uSergeant Mukhula noSergeant Mohane ukuthi ngazo i-19 zika June 2020 baya khona ke eFreedom Park inhloso yokuthi baye lapha kwakuyokusesha kuyofuna ihoodie ekwakusolwa ukuthi wawuyigqokile eBasotho Hostel nge-26 zika October 2014. Ubufakazi babo lobo.
Were you told that you were going to be taken to Freedom Park on the 19th of June for that purpose?
Ingaba watshelwa yini ukuthi ke wawuzothathwa ngazo i-19 zika June 2020 uthathelwa bona lokho? No, my lord.
Mina ngibona sesifika nje khona lapha eRustenburg ePhukeng asimoto ePhukeng la eFreedom Park.
I only saw the car arriving there in Phukeng, and from there it went to Freedom Park.
Did you know when now you passed by Bakwena, realizing that you are in Rustenburg, that you were taken to your place to look for the hoodie?
Uma usubona ke ukuthi manje senidlula eBakwena, ingabe wawazi yini ukuthi ke manje bahamba nawe baya la uhlala khona ukuyobheka ihoodie?
Chambo sengatolakaza ngibabuza nokuthi kiwa Rustenburg mina ngazi. Ngibona nje ngolmonti siphuma i-toll gate eBakwena.
No, my lord, I never asked them. I also didn't know that we were going to Rustenburg. I only noticed when the car was passing Bakwena.
Now, it is also common cause that indeed Sergeant Mohane and Sergeant Mohola testified that the police descended upon your residence in Freedom Park. They entered the premises in your presence, and a search was conducted in the place that you resided in.
Kubufakazi ke impela washo ke umukhane ukuthi impela amaphoyisa afika la uhlala khona impela kwaseshwa ke lapho uhlala khona nawe ukhona noma wawukhona.
Akulona iqiniso Nkosenkanto.
That's not true, my lord.
Mina akaze ngene endlini yangalela kuba ngangena endlini ngalo lelo langalela ngizophuma nempahla zokugqoka.
I never went into my place of residence on that day. If I had, my lord, I would have come out, or I would have came out with clothes to dress.
Izinto zokugeza ngizoyithatha, zimpahla zokugqoka ngizoyithatha kube ngangena endlini yami.
I would have taken toiletries as well as clothes, my lord, if I had gone in at my place of residence.
The evidence, especially of Brigadier Gininda, is that during the search that was conducted at your place, he never entered your premises, but he was busy making calls outside.
Kubufakazi bakhe ke uBrigadier Gininda ukuthi ngaso leso sikhathi leso ke kuseshwa ke lapha endlini yakho yena akaze angene kodwa ke awayekwenza ukuthi nje kunabantu wayebafonela.
Nkosenkanto akaze bangena ngisho ejalidini ngisho endlini yami akaze bangena.
My lord, they never entered the premises. Even my house, they never went in.
Akunothi Nkosenkanto ngihamba nomuntu engisendlini yami ngingathathi into zokushida nezinto zokugeza.
There is no way, my lord, when I'm with someone going to my place, I would not take toiletries. I would also not take clothes to wear.
Akulona iqiniso lakho Nkosenkanto.
What they're saying is not true, my lord.
And furthermore, Sergeant Mohola and Sergeant Mohani testified that during the search, a black plastic bag was found in your room, and they discovered rifle ammunition in that plastic bag.
Usergeant Mukhula naye usergeant Mukhane fakazi babethulileke phambi kwalenkantolo ukuthi kwatholakala ke lo plastic omnyama kulo plastic kwakuneyinhlamvu.
Nkosenkanto ngiyaphinda ngithi akulona iqiniso.
I repeat, my lord, it's not true.
Ngoba ngisho ikhothi mina ngayicela kaSipho ngathi ngicela bengilethele inhlamvu khona la azange bayilethe ama witness alele yaqala kwakunguye uMkhula noSergeant Mukhane azange bayilethe inhlamvu phambi kwekhothi.
Even in court, my lord, I made a request that those ammunition brought before court because the witnesses in that case, it was Mukhula and Mukhane. Those ammunition was never brought before court.
And Mohola and Mohani testified that that plastic bag was found in your wardrobe.
Bobabili ke bufakazi babethula bashilo ukuthi lo plastic lo wathola ku wardrobe yakho.
Nkosenkanto akulona iqiniso.
My lord, that's not true.
Akaze bangena endlini yami. Azange bangena ngisho ejalidini.
They never went into my place of residence. They even never entered the premises.
And that when they found the said ammunition, you were asked whether you put a license to have that ammunition, and you replied in the negative.
Kubufakazi babo ke bashilo ukuthi uma bethola inhlamvu lezo bakubuza ukuthi unayo yini ilicense ekunikeza imvume noma ekuvumelayo ukuthi ube nalezo inhlamvu. Bashilo ke ukuthi waphendula wena wathi cha. My lord, that's not true. They never asked me that question. My lord, Mukhane approached me with that plastic and said, "This is what we found in your house." I asked, "What is that?" He said, "It's ammunition." I asked him to show me. He never showed me. He never showed me, my lord.
And having said to them that you don't have a license, your rights were warned, you were admonished of your constitutional rights, and you were informed that you were going to be charged with the unlawful possession of the said rifle ammunition.
Usubatshelile ke ukuthi ke awunayo ilicense ukuthi ube nazo inhlamvu lezo base bechazela amalungelo akho futhi watshelwa ke futhi ukuthi ke usuzothweswa icala lazo inhlamvu lezo.
Nkosi enkantolo akulona iqiniso.
My Lord, that's not true.
And it is your testimony here now that, in fact, what Mohani was showing you, he did not open it to show you what was contained inside. Is that correct?
Ubufakazi bakho ke manje ukuthi lokho ayekuphethe uMkhane akakaze akuvule akukhombisa ukuthi kwakunani ngaphakathi angithi.
Akazange ngivulele Nkosi enkantolo.
He never opened it for me, my Lord.
Ubambe lapha phezulu uthi kimi uthi ngithola naphi endlini yakho kwenza isandla ngithola naphi endlini yakho ngithola naphi ihlazo endlini yakho.
Because he was holding it right at the top, my Lord, and sort of in a shaking movement, the witness said that he was doing like this, shaking it and saying, "This is what I found in your house."
Ngithi mina ngicela ukubona la akamkhombisana.
I requested to see, he did not show me.
And then, after that, what transpired? Take it from there, Mr. Ntazi.
Emva kwalokho ke kwenzekani?
Avela lapho Nkosi enkantolo sihambile ke safika ePhukeni.
Thereafter, we left and we arrived in Phukeng.
Masifika ePhukeni simakhona bese sikhona kuma parking nakhona.
When we got to Phukeng, we stopped at the same place at the parking.
Uyehla uMkhane noMkhula bangena ngaphakathi e-police station.
Mukhane and Mukhula alighted and got inside the police, went inside the police station.
Ngoba nje imoto emile ibuke e-police station. E-police station yasePhukeni iglass la uyakhona ukubona umuntu ongaphakathi.
As the car was parked and it was facing that side, at Phukeng police station, it's a glass, so you are able to see someone who's in the inside.
Ngimbona uMkhane ebhala naye uMkhula ngazi ibhabhala ngami semotweni ngihleli noMabhena.
I saw Mukhane and Mukhula writing down. I don't know what it is they were writing. I was seated with Mabena.
Ngoba uGininda no baba lwamaCrestband bona zange babone bawungena ngaphakathi mase sibuye futhi.
Because Gininda and the gentleman wearing the braces, I never saw them going inside.
Kalela ngala nePhukeni akazange ngifundele wanika uMabhena ngambuza uthini wathi iphepha lakho lamalungelo. Maligoqa ngafaka phakathi namanje nalo phepha ngiphethe.
Even the document, he gave it to Mabena. He never read it to me. Mabena gave it to me. I asked what it was. He said, "It's your document containing the rights." I took the document. I put it in my pocket. Up until today, up until now, I have it with me.
And at Phukeng, when you are inside the motor vehicle and Mohani comes with documents and a pad for ink for fingerprints and say, "I'm charging you with possession of ammunition," and he makes you to imprint a thumbprint. Did he explain your constitutional rights then?
Nalesikhathi uthi Mukhane wezemotweni eza namaphepha ethi nyathela la ingabe lapho uma ethi yenza lokho wakutshela yini ngamalungelo akho akhona kumthetho sisekelo?
Cha Nkosi enkantolo akazangitshela mina uthi kimi ngiyakuthatha ngenhlamvu engisitholile lapha mina ziphi lezo nhlamvu ongithatha ngazo azange ngikhombise.
No, my Lord, he never informed me of the rights. He said to me, "I'm charging you for ammunition." I asked where the ammunition was. He never showed me, my Lord.
And that document that they informed you that it's a notice of rights that was given to Mabena and Mabena gave it to you, did you sign it yourself?
Lela phepha uthi walinika uMabena, uMkhane walinika uMabena walinika wena. Ingabe walisign?
Yebo Nkosi enkantolo uthi mangiyathelisa wasethi sign na umnike pen ngiyasayina.
Yes, my Lord, I did, because as I was asked to place my prints, he asked me to sign. He gave me a pen and I signed.
And that document, was it ever read and explained to you by either Mohani or Mabena?
Ingabe iphepha lelo walifundelwa walichazelwa yini ukuthi lisho ukuthini, noma uMabena noma uMkhane?
Cha Nkosi enkantolo bathona nalo iphepha lapho lamalungelo ngagoqa ngafaka.
No, my Lord, they only gave it to me and said, "Here's your documents with your rights." I took it, I folded it and placed it in my pocket.
My Lord, the SAP 14A from Phukeng SAPS has been handed up as Exhibit LL in this courtroom. So from Phukeng, after you were charged and they were done completing the documents that they were completing, take it from there, what happened?
Sekwenzekile konke ke ePhukeni awusho kwenzekani seniqedile noma sekuqediwe kwenzeka konke ucomputer ubhala amaphepheni unyathela kwenzekani
mase beqeda ndini babe busy ngaphakathi bebhala amaphupho ababhalayo mabeqeda yonke into ngaphakathi babuye bangena emotweni sabuya.
When they were done with everything, writing whatever they were writing inside the police station, they came back to the vehicles and we came back.
And then what do you know from Phokeng SAPS, where were you held in custody here in Johannesburg from Phokeng?
Ingabe uyazi ukuthi uma nibuya ePhukeng ukuthi la owathathwa ke wayogcinwa khona ke noma ke wafakwa kuma cell akhona babukuphi nendawo la eGoli?
Ngathi kubuye le police station la ngizwe Primrose.
I think it was at the police station with the name Primrose.
It is common cause and Sergeant Mabena has testified about it, and there's also
Sergeant
So Sergeant Mohani, sorry, Master Mabena is demised, sorry for that. Sergeant Mohani testified that indeed you were incarcerated in Primrose SAPS from Phokeng, and there's also an OB entry which is marked Exhibit QQ to that effect.
Yebo ngempela ke kunjalo naye ke uSergeant Mohane ubufakazi bakhe washo ukuthi wayogcinwa khona ke ePrimrose ukhona ke nencwadi yakhona laphayana Exhibit QQ eyinkomba ke yalokho.
Yeah.
Yes.
Now, Sergeant Mohane has also testified that on the 22nd of June 2020, he then came to Primrose in the morning. He booked you out for the purposes of your court appearance in relation to the possession of unlawful ammunition at the Tlhabane Magistrates Court. Do you recall that?
Kubekile ngofakazi bakhe ke uSergeant Mohane wathi ngazo 22 kuJune 2020 wayabuyela khona ke ePrimrose ila ayokhipha khona ke inhloso yalokho kwakuthi ke uzohamba uyobingelela imantshi kwinkantolo yaseTlhabane ngalo icala lelo ke leyinhlamvu.
Yeah, ngile court.
Yes, I went to court.
Narrate from what happened when you are booked out from the Tlhabane, I mean from the Primrose SAPS until you arrive in Tlhabane.
Ungasho kwenzekani suka ngesikhathi ke okhishwa ngaso epolice station ePrimrose uhamba ke uya eTlhabane.
Because enkantolo masiphuma epolice station ngenile emotweni.
When we came out of the police station, I went inside the car.
Ngoba mangaprocess escort mangikhumbula kahle kwakuyibo Jonathan ngoba if kulaqala kwanje ke Rustenburg ngecourt mangihamba no Jonathan no Tillis.
Because if I'm not making a mistake, my lord, I think the escort were the likes of Jonathan. Because when I went to Rustenburg for the first time, it was Jonathan Buthelezi who were escorting.
Uma wekuthi lelo langa lelo ngelanga lokuqala ilanga la engaya kulo doctor i-escort yami kwakuyibo Tillis no Jonathan.
If it is that day, or the first day when I went to the doctor, then my escort was Jonathan and Buthelezi.
What happened? Proceed, Mr. Ntanzi.
Yebo nkosenkantolo sihambile ke sase safika khona court.
We proceeded up until we reached the court.
Ngoba nakuqala ngasho ukuthi kunamalanga engangenanga ngawe court angisakhumbula ukuthi makumala ngangena khona ngangena ngoba kwakune corona khani ngabuye kusetshenzele naphandle.
There are days, or there would be days where I would not make an appearance in court because it was during COVID times. There would be times where one would not go inside court and they were working from outside.
During your first appearance at the Tlhabane Magistrates Court, were you represented by any legal practitioner?
Nkathi ubingelela imantshi khona laphayana eTlhabane ingaba ummeli wawunaye.
Ummeli ngimthole khona kwentombazana sengikhohlile igama lakhe.
I found a legal representative there. It was a lady. I forgot her name.
Okay.
Ngoba ehambe ngesikhathi manje ngihamba la icala ngiyibona khona lapho court night ijwayele nje ukumbina le.
Because as I would go to court, making an appearance in court, I used to see her there in court. She also used to greet me.
And were you, okay, let me leave it. Okay, and what happened there? Proceed from Tlhabane at the magistrate's court.
Kwenzekani enkantolo eTlhabane?
Nkosi enkantolo ngisazi mayilo ilanga lokuqala angiqala nje ukuyovela court ngivela nawo usisi lo ngoba angihlalanga isikhathi eside lapha.
My lord, I don't know whether it was the first time when I appeared in court with the lady, but I did not spend much time in court.
Ngoba masingene court angazi inkantolo lapha kwakwenzakalani ngoba yazazi nesingena nje yayithetha phakathi ecourt abantu ngiyazi ukuthi kwenzakalani.
Because I don't actually know as to what exactly was happening, my lord. Because I went in, I was then instructed to the man to just wait at the door, and then I went back inside again.
Now, as you are going to the Tlhabane Magistrates Court, you are saying that there was also an escort to the car that Mokgane was transporting you in, right?
We are sure ukuthi nanjengoba naniya eTlhabane imoto le enanihamba ngayo yayine escort.
Yes, that's an escort.
Yes, my lord.
What motor vehicle were you specifically transported in?
Yiphi imoto wena babekuhambisa ngayo?
Ngihamba ngeFortune ngelanga lokuqala ngihamba ngeFortune.
On the first day I was traveling in a Fortuner.
And the escort, Jonathan and Buthelezi, do you recall the car or cars they were traveling in?
Bona uButhelezi no Jonathan babehamba, uyayikhumbula imoto ababehamba ngayo?
Wawichithi island enomaga lene ihardboard enayo maga emhlophe nje enamaga.
It was the marked GTI. The hard body is not marked.
Okay. And then you said that you didn't spend a lot of time at the Tlhabane Magistrates Court. What happened from there?
Ushilo ukuthi anizange nihlala isikhathi laphayana eTlhabane wenzekani?
Nkosi enkantolo imoto ziphumile court ngayibona ngoba eRustenburg ngiyayazi kwezinda ngayibona zingena indlela le
the cars left the court, my lord, because I am familiar with Rustenburg. I then saw the vehicles taking the Phokeng route.
Zihamba imoto nkosi enkantolo zike zindlule istadium zindlule ipolice station zike ziyongena esibhedlela phakathi.
They passed the stadium, the vehicles passed the stadium, the police station, and they drove inside the hospital.
Proceed, Mr. Ntanzi.
Asingena esibhedlela ke fike bapaka imoto omkhana ngoba mawungena esibhedlela ungena uhamba straight. Abantu bahlele emabhejini phandle bafole baphethe ingane bafole line la. Ngicabanga basokeze kodokotela khona.
So Tubana again.
Umkhana kwehle umkhana wangena khona la.
When we parked, the vehicles parked there, Mokgane went in because you could see the people seated there waiting.
Mayibuya ungena emotweni futhi sesijikela ngale lapho surface aplaka khona.
When he came back, he got back inside the vehicle, and then we went to the other side. That's where we parked.
Masifika khona behlo Jonathan beme phandle yehle angene ngaphakathi.
When we got there, the likes of Jonathan got out of the vehicles, and then they stood there, and then he alighted and went inside. As to what it is that he was doing inside, I don't know.
What then transpired?
Kwenzekani?
Ngoba mina weza nesengibize eza nokutheleza wayephambi kwami seza nokutheleza bangivulele emotweni saphuma.
When he came or approached me, he was in the company of Buthelezi. Buthelezi was standing in front of me and then calling me, opened the vehicle. I went out.
Masifika ngaphakathi lesikhathi lesebethika angilalela embedeni be-check-up umlomo amazinyo.
When we got inside, then I was made to lay on a bed, and then that's when they checked my mouth, because now my teeth.
Now, Mr. Ntanzi, it is common cause that Mokgane testified that after your court appearance at the Tlhabane Magistrates Court, you were then taken to a Dr. Hlokwe, and I think you saw him, he also testified here. he is an orthodontist.
Kubufakazi bakhe ke uSergeant Mukhane ukuthi ke seniqedile ke inkantolo yaseKhabane bahamba nawe ke niya kudokotela wamazinyo ngicabanga ukuthi wambona ke nawe wayela inkantolo udokotela uHlophe.
Yebo ngibonile lonke lapha kodwa ngamasho ukuthi ngasho nakuwe cause kummeli wami ukuthi ngisho ukuthi nguye noma kusanga ngimbona ngayifaka imask angikhona ngokumbuka kahle.
Yes, I saw the doctor when the doctor was here in court, but I also indicated to my legal representative that I won't be able to confirm whether this was the doctor or not because I couldn't see him because he was wearing a mask.
Okay, now describe the circumstances. You saying you were led into the doctor's rooms by Buthelezi and Mukhane. What happened?
Walaliswa ke embhedeni kwase kwenzekani?
Yebo ngisaphela wangichecka ka yona umlomo wangichecka uthe mayeqeda wathi angivuke.
He checked my mouth and when he was done, he told me to get up.
Kodwa ngitshena ngomunye udoctor ukuthi angivuke ngatshena lo sisi lo babeminaye kanje omunye usisi nje bangathi.
But it was not the doctor that told me to get up. It was a lady that was with the doctor that was speaking in isiZulu.
Mangiqeda lapho ngase ngiphuma ngayo emotweni.
When I was done there, I went out towards the vehicle.
Washiya kuMkhane ngaphakathi. Ngoba ngahamba noButhelezi ngemotweni wapha ngashiya noJonathan ngashiya kuMkhane ngaphakathi.
Because it was with
noButhelezi noMabhena noJonathan.
It was with Buthelezi, Mabhena and Jonathan that I went back with the car with, and Mukhane remained inside.
Okay, Mr. Ntanzi, let me stop you there. Now, on the 22nd of June 2020, when Sergeant Mukhane books you out for the appearance for the Thabane matter, did he also tell you that you were going to be taken to the dentist on that day?
Ngazo 22 zika June 2020 uma wayekhipha laphayana ke emasebeni uSergeant Mukhane wakutshela yini ukuthi ke wawuzoya na kudokotela wamazinyo?
Cha azangabanjena futhi.
No, they never informed me, my lord.
Ngoba kube ngangazi ukuthi ngiyaya eRustenburg ngizobacela impela bangifonise ngoba phela ifoni mali kuphila ngangiyazi ngayikhanda nakaButhelezi ngangithi watshela abantu bethele impahla ngalo lolo langa lelo.
Because if I knew that we were going to Rustenburg, I would have made a request to them to allow me to make a phone call because I knew the Buhile's number from the top of my head. I would have also called Buthelezi and requested them to bring me clothes.
Were you at any stage on the 22nd of June 2020 informed that you were going to be taken to an orthodontist?
Khona yini isikhathi owatshelwa ngazo 22 zika June 2020 ukuthi babezokuthatha bahambise kudokotela wamazinyo?
Cha.
No.
Okay. Now, were you told after the court appearance at Thabane what the purpose of you being taken to the dentist was?
Usuyibingelele ke imantshi eKhabane wasitshela yini isizathu sokuthi kwakungani uzohanjiswa kudokotela wamazinyo?
Cha nkosemkhane.
No, my lord.
Now, Brigadier Gininda has testified in this court that the reason why you were taken to the dentist was that they believed that you had a gold tooth.
Brigadier Gininda watshela lenkantolo ke ukuthi izathu sokuthi ke uhanjiswe ke udokotela wamazinyo ingoba ke bona babekholwa ukuthi wawunezinyo legolide.
Nkosenkhane zange ngifake igolide.
My lord, I've never inserted the gold.
Ngoba ngishe boardroom nge17 ngamtshela zange ngafake igolide amazinyo ami nje ayivulekele wona la mangaka esidala lekhaya zange ngifake igolide.
Because even in the boardroom itself, I informed him that I've never inserted the gold. What he sees or the openings in my teeth, it is just natural.
My lord, will this be an opportune moment for the short adjournment?
Yeah, okay. Short adjournment.